It's AWTITUDE representing for Lion's Voice. Yes, massive. This is the time for I and I, the lion them to tell I and I story, our story. Yes, and we reign and rule like this. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. You can't take the lion vibes, people. If you no fool, cause we know Selassie reign and rule. Reign and rule. Selassie, I reign and rule. Queen Omega drop them in the fire, pull from them, no Queen Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, flash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and overstanding, yeah. We enter every day, reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. Yes, I lion vibes, Selassie, I reign and rule. Attitude say that. Boondocks, Black Organization of Global Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Till the world, till the end.
Well, front to us, a son was born and a child was given.
I want to ask you a question. Have you got your book? Haile Selassie's Ethiopia Volume 1, The Rise of the Priest Warrior King. I've read the book in its entirety, and I must say it's very inspirational, very informative, and very historical, right?
Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Ras Tafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Ras Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England.
Because this is a joy. I'm bringing an elder that I really have the utmost respect. You know, someone who is known as a frontline warrior. When I Google the elder name, is newspaper articles, is all kind of things that coming up, you know. When I went to the Ras Tafari Roots Fest, you know, elder promotion, you know, one of the Nyahbinghi elders that really deal with the economic aspect of the Chad. He's also based in Westmoreland. People know Westmoreland is the place with the best ganja, Orange Hill, all these world famous spots. He's also a founding member of the Westmoreland Ganja and Hemp Growers Association. So many works, you know, former chair of the Nyahbinghi Administrative Council. I went to the ISIS in July, I think it was 2021, and elder when me know for some time, I see him go up on the ketty and trust me, him give Vatican 2 slap where, you know, no Francis supposed to limp. So we give thanks. So we are able to bring to the item none other than great Ras I-Yah V. I-Yah V. Give thanks for the eye.
Yes, greetings, the Jasna, greetings. And
Yes.
give thanks for having I on the program, and greetings as usual to the viewers and listeners. In the name of our Majesty Haile Selassie, in the name of our Empress Wazira Menen, in the name of all our ancestors and all our freedom fighters, past and present, who have been fighting for equal rights and justice, you know. So, blessed Rastafari.
Give thanks, give thanks. And just so we get a context, because we have so many topics here to touch tonight. Take us into the journey coming into Rastafari. When was the born? And then take us through, you know, where, which parish, and then take us through, you know, were you born into a Rastafari family? What was that journey like?
Give thanks to the questions. I was born on the plantation.
Okay.
When I say plantation, I mean a sugar plantation, which was the name of John Doe at the time in the Caribbean and a whole. So I was born on an estate called Froome, and then Froome now as an estate would have different farms.
Okay.
So the farm that I was born on was Miller's Field Farm, Froome Estate in the parish of Westmoreland.
Okay.
Simon was born in 1950,
Okay.
22nd of December, just a little before, I don't know if they ever hear them talk about Hurricane Charlie.
Yes, yes.
But listening to him and people, they had to take I through water, deep water that reached my grandfather up to the neck and took I into a place called Pantap, part of the Miller's Field farm, where I was housed. There were 7 barracks because in those times you had what would be called workers' barracks, but it was really slave barracks, you know.
Okay.
Because I came and saw my mother, my father, grandmother, grandfather, uncle, everybody for Iman was working on the plantation, was working in the cane field, you know.
Wow.
So that was my experience growing up. That is what I saw all around me, and that is where a certain level of consciousness, to the honest, started at the age of about 6 as to why. Why was it that, you know, it was my people, black people, Indian people, working the cane field, and then you would see Bakramas and his horse, you know, white man, you know, riding, inspecting. So I was, you know, questioning.
So you were still living the slave condition, although it's not called slavery. You grew up on a plantation with a white overseer, you know, so to speak. And you say you saw your whole family working on the same plantation, right? So wow.
So I tell a man, the judge man, that I don't only read about slavery. I saw slavery right around I. Right around I, because, you know, that's where I grew up, you know, not only my mother and my father, but the community and the communities around I. It was all about, you know, working on the plantation, you know. So luckily, you know, during those times you had common entrance, and at the age of 10 plus, I got a half scholarship, because in those times you could get a half scholarship that would pay you to go to you would have to pay to go to a high school, or you get a full scholarship that, you know, the government, you go to school free and the government would assist you, you know. So at 10 plus, I got a half scholarship. My family was not in the position to send my man go to high school. And in those days, you know, there were very few high schools. Like in Westmoreland, there was only Manning as a high school. They had Froome as a technical school. So if you feel...
So the Froome school was owned by the plantation?
Yeah, the Froome school was a part of... The whole thing was controlled by plantation, in the sense that even though Froome was the estate, but because the institution was located exactly in the geographical area now that would be known as Froome, even though the estate is Froome, you had a direct district called Froome.
Okay.
Right.
District.
So that institution was located in that little district called Froome. Then, you know, you would have Green Jill George's playing Sutherland Amara and so on. So at the age of 11 plus now, I took the scholarship again, and I got a full scholarship that enabled Iman to go to Manning's, you know, Manning's High School, which is one of those prestigious high schools in those days, you know, because coming from grassroots background, you definitely would have to be bright academically to get a common entrance to go to a school. Now we have about 7, 8 high schools in Westmoreland, but in comparison to like a 1966 one and so on, it was just Manning as a high school, you know. So, I mean, science was my thing. Science, I loved things. I was doing chemistry, physics, bio in school, English, and so on, you know. So I left school before my time because, you know, I was very rebellious, you know, because injustice is a thing that I hate from I was a youth. any form of injustice, I hate. And certain things I wouldn't even bother going to you the way that I displayed my hate for injustice. But that caused I to leave school. I wasn't expelled, but I just left. I just decided that I wasn't going to take this thing anymore,
Mm-hmm.
So at 17 plus, I applied I got a job before I was 17, but it was too young for I man to teach, even though I had a qualification, but I was too young because I wasn't 17 yet, I was still 16 plus,
Okay.
So, then at 17 and about 17, I did an exam. I applied for a job at what is known as Serious Sugar Research Institute. At that time, it was called Sugar Research Department, which was the most advanced lab in the Latin American and Caribbean countries, So luckily or whatever, there were about 36 of us that did what was known as an intelligence test, and somehow or the other I came first.
Okay.
Didn't get the job because there was someone in the oral part of the questions who would have gotten first, but he already had a job, so, and got from Kingston, and that place was in Mandeville. So eventually I got the job, and I was working in the, what you call the soil physics department, analyzing soil and the ability of the soil.
Was this for the same plantation or this was different?
No, that was in Mandeville now, at this lab.
Okay.
At this lab, at the Sugar Research Department, which I said was the most advanced lab in the Caribbean and Latin American country.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I started out working. And, again, what I saw as injustice, and I am I don't keep my voice. I don't keep silent when I see injustice. So, I never to get on well with, I remember a brother who was a agricultural engineer. There was a white man from Australia. He was a soil physicist. But that was the field I was in and so on. So then, but growing up, going high school, I was saying Ras Tafari, but I didn't know what I was saying.
Well, for unto us a son was born and a child was given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Ras Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. They call him Ras Tafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Ras Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England or Cote d'Ivoire, no matter if you're brown or black like Qatar. Haile Selassie say fi end all tribal war. Time fi gather Mount Zion, fi drive solar car from the car straight to Zanzibar. Who we are, the sons of Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Ras Tafari. When he was grown in airplanes he fly. Then Ras Tafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Ras Tafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Royal governor from the age of 13 years. Leave the palace, fi go back in a school with him peers. He's the head without fear, he's one to be revered. When them call his name, then the heathen scare. Plus the priest concerned, and him teachers concerned. Cause all this little youth want fi do is just learn. But he wait his turn, till him turn the chess match. The people rejoice when him crown as the Ras they call him Ras Tafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Then Ras Tafari, when he was grown in airplanes he fly. Then Ras Tafari, the lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Ras Tafari, read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Well, Ras McConnell call a meeting with all him general them. Say him funeral a come and him have something fi tell them. Him say, we fight together since the days of Adawa. Him say, protect my son and help him unite Africa. Well, him generals, them start cry when them hear this sound. Them say your wishes are command and bow down to the ground. When him funeral they come, it shock the whole town. If you see this little youth, him have a army surround, they call him